Yeah, so in this video, I'm just going to be talking about my thought process on the market. So everything is aligned perfectly well. And I believe from my analysis, fundamentally, technical analysis as well, that we're in for a very big move. And that big move could be to the upside or to the downside. But from my own personal analysis, I believe the big move is going to be to the downside on the DXY, to the downside on the USD card, and to the upside for foreign currencies and risk on assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Euro, and all the rest of the foreign currencies. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a look at DXY for starters. And already you can see that DXY is edging higher into this 3 month inefficiency. So bear in mind, this is 3 months inefficiency. It's a very much higher time frame point of interest. And from the current position where DXY is to that, to running the liquidity and mitigating that inefficiency, it's around 0.28% to get into that level. So we're not really far away from there anymore. And we also have this buy side liquidity resting right here. So many traders who have been selling from this position. So if you've been following through with my videos, you can remember when I talked about this high, that there's going to be a lot of stop losses resting right here. And the market will intentionally want to run out those buy side liquidities, take out all the traders that are selling and using here as their stop loss or as their resistance zone, take them out. Then that is when we can now start looking for any sort of reversal. Now, once this area gets mitigated and liquidated, the next thing I would like to see is for me to say that there's going to be a trend shift from this bullish trend to a bearish trend. For me to confirm that bearish trend, I would definitely want to see a daily break of structure. And so far, you can see how nicely price has been creating structures on the daily, creating higher highs and higher lows, consistently creating higher highs, higher low, and then we'll have a higher high here and this higher low. And we failed to create a higher high here. We created a higher low, and then right here we'll have a high. So if we eventually push through and take this liquidity, if we do see any displacement that breaks through this daily low right here, now I will confirm that to be a trend reversal from bullish to bearish. And my focus will only be to look for sell opportunities, retracements, sells, retracements, look for more sell opportunities to continue lower. So bear in mind, I'm not going to jump into anything once this high gets taken. I'm going to be on the sidelines to see what happens, the reaction from this high. And bear in mind, we also have major high impact news this week. So this can also be a catalyst for us to see massive volatility. So if you're a new trader, I would highly recommend try to keep your risk very low or just be on the sidelines, focus on what's happening and try to get more education on your trading rather than jumping into the market in this kind of scenarios, because this is literally where traders blow their accounts. Scenarios like this is where traders literally blow their entire account because they are buying, the market is selling, they are selling, the market is buying, and they don't know what to do. And they just freak out, and next thing, account is blown. So that being said, you can already see we're at a very pivotal point for DXY being right here. And now, to make it interesting, if we go to Euro as well, you can see that Euro down here mitigated a monthly inefficiency. And after that mitigation, all I want to see is a 4-hour break of structure, right? And if we go to the 4-hour time frame right here, you can see that we already have a significant 4-hour break of structure down here on Euro. You can see that 4-hour break of structure here, and it hasn't been mitigated. So right here is the 4-hour high, and here right here is the 4-hour low, and right here is the break of structure. And after that break of structure, there wasn't any retest. So I personally would like to see a retest, and price is still coming down there, very close to that position. So after that mitigation, I'm still not going to jump in immediately. There are two things I would like to see before I start looking for any buy opportunities on Euro. First one is I'd like to see DXY take that liquidity on and mitigate the 3 months inefficiency. And after that mitigation, that is when I will come into Euro, and then I'll be watching this very closely to see either a 15 minutes BOS or 30 minutes or 1 hour or a 4 hour BOS. If I see a 4 hour break of structure to the upside from this position, I am 100% going to be looking for buy opportunities. Now, these are not investment advice. This is just my opinion and trades that I'm watching for this week. And this is what I mean by a break of structure on 4 hour. If I see a 4 hour break from this position here, that's the market giving me a telltale sign that intraday trend might have shifted. So my focus will now be on looking for buys. And if I see a retracement, I'll look for another buy opportunity, another retracement, buy opportunity, another retracement, buy opportunity. And I'll be targeting for price to hit this weekly point of interest right here. So this is going to be my drawn liquidity. If we do see any sort of reversal from here, I'm anticipating for this key level to get mitigated. But if the market comes down here and I don't see any 4 hour break of structure or even 1 hour break of structure or 30 minutes or 15 minutes break of structure, I will personally be on the sidelines because that simply means that price might want to run the lows. So that is my analysis. Bear in mind, everything is aligning perfectly well. And with the non-farm payroll we have this Friday, hopefully that holds because the US is still on the US government is still on the shutdown. So hopefully the non-farm payroll holds this Friday, and that could bring in a lot of volatility. Now, if we have a look at Ethereum as well, you can see that Ethereum is going to the downside, edging closer to this inefficiency on the monthly. If it mitigates it and I see a 4 hour break of structure inside here, then I'll be looking for buy opportunities to run out these low resistance liquidities. So this will be my target. If we do see a break of structure on 4 hour time frame down here, then this will be my next target. Now, it doesn't mean if I'm buying here, I'll just put my take profit on here. My take profit will either be at this lower level or I'll look for an inefficiency around here and use that as an exit. So what do I even mean by this? So for example, you can see these are low resistance liquidities right here, low resistance liquidities. And you can see that this high here is higher than this high, and price is intentionally respecting this high. So what this simply means to me is if the market should mitigate this position and we see a break of structure on 4 hour time frame and a retest and this low stays sustained, I will anticipate to see an impulsive move to easily run through these highs. The reason is because there is no external run on liquidity inside this zone. At least these two are easy targets that price can easily wipe out because there's no external run on liquidity between these two. You can see how they basically respected each other right there. So this one took external liquidity from here before dropping. But look what happened. Because it took that external range of liquidity, look at how price struggled to run above it because it took liquidity. Now, if it didn't take liquidity, it would be very easy for price to run above it. And now that we have now left a high, another high, another high, these are all low resistance. They are easy levels for price to smash through once there's a reversal from down here. And after also liquidating all the traders that have their stop losses resting below this area. So this is why I said we are literally at a pivotal moment for both foreign currencies, risk on assets like crypto stocks, and also for the DXY as well. Now, the last but not the least is USD CAD. USD CAD already we've been inside a monthly inefficiency right here, and this is also the monthly range equilibrium zone. And I've talked about this quite a lot for some people that are in my program. The equilibrium zone, if you're on a buy position and the market hits an equilibrium zone, that is an area where you need to scale out of the market and be on the sidelines because anything can happen from above equilibrium, which is premium. There could be institutions that are massively short in the market and it could literally reverse and run your stop. So that is the reason why equilibrium zones are key levels you need to pay very close attention to. Now, look at what's resting inside there. Monthly inefficiency. And if we go to the weekly, nothing really much to work with on weekly, but when we go to on the daily, you can see there's a daily inefficiency resting directly right there above the equilibrium zone. So price mitigating this position as well, and I'm seeing a significant 30 minutes break of structure to the downside, I'll be looking for short-term sell opportunities. But let's say that short-term sell opportunity displaces to the downside to break a daily low right here. This is a daily low. We have a daily low resting right here. So if I do see a displacement breaking below this daily low, that is the market giving me a telltale sign that the trend has shifted from short-term bullish to long-term sells, long-term bearish. So I'll be watching here very closely this week. Pay very close attention. If you've never been paying attention to the market, this week is 1 week you need to stay locked in. You don't need to give the market any break. Place your alerts at key levels that I've outlined. I'm not telling you to go in and jump in and start taking trades from there. If you've never watched, this is your first time watching my video, I'll highly recommend just place an alert at those levels. Just watch the reaction. You don't have to take any trade. Watch the reaction. If it plays out and you see the market displays, break those significant lows, now you have an edge. Now you have at least information that will help you know what direction to trade. I appreciate you for spending time to watch this at the very end, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a wonderful week, everyone.